Welcome to Final Whistle Football News, the home of daily football and transfer updates. Subscribe now and join the community of true football lovers. Never miss a moment from the beautiful game. My first news is Real Madrid prepare £132 million offer to Arsenal star with clear conviction. Amid Vini Jr, Rodrygo links, Real Madrid are preparing an offer for Arsenal winger Bukayo Saka amid uncertainty around the futures of Vinicius Jr and Rodrygo, according to reports. Arsenal have made a brilliant start to the new Premier League season with Mikel Arteta's side currently top of the table and 4 points ahead of nearest rivals Manchester City. The Gunners signed 8 new players over the summer transfer window in a big outlay, and there are rumours that Arsenal could spend more in January to secure their place at the Premier League summit, but transfer expert Fabrizio Romano insists they are focusing their attention on new deals for existing players initially before concentrating on any potential incomings. On progress towards a new contract for Saka, Romano revealed, for Bukayo Saka, Arsenal are making very good progress. There is a negotiation ongoing, but the exchange is quite positive between Arsenal and Saka's camp over a new contract. Saka wants to stay. Arsenal obviously wants Saka to stay. So the conversation is very good at this stage between Saka and Arsenal. And journalist Fabrice Hawkins claimed on Wednesday that Arsenal have now reached a deal in principle with the England international over a new deal. Hawkins wrote on X, Bukayo Saka agrees in principle to extend his contract with Arsenal until 2030, 24-years-old winger entered final 2 years of previous deal. After William Saliba, the Gunners will secure Bukayo Saka, but now Spanish website Fichajes insist that Spanish giants Real Madrid are keen to bring Saka to the Bernabeu in the summer if one of Brazilian duo Vinicius Jr or Rodrygo leaves. Real Madrid are preparing a €150 million, £132 million bid, with the La Liga side having a clear conviction to make him their new right winger, especially if Vinicius Jr or Rodrygo departs. The report adds, for manager Xabi Alonso, Saka is more than just a talented player, he's the ideal right winger for his style of play. With his speed, ability to assist, and goal-scoring prowess, the Englishman would provide a key attacking threat. Furthermore, his youth and potential fit perfectly with the ambitious rebuilding project the club is undertaking. The board also agrees that Saka could fill some of the void left by the potential departures of Vinicius or Rodrygo. Reports indicate that Real Madrid had already approved an initial €120 million package to acquire the player this summer. However, new sources raise that figure, suggesting an offer of up to €150 million, which demonstrates the extent to which the club is prepared to make a strong bid for him. My second news is €80 million superstar prefers Arsenal to Tottenham and is very clear about it. Rodrygo wants to join Arsenal and work under Mikel Arteta should he have to leave Real Madrid in the January transfer window, according to a Spanish report, but Florentino Perez wants the Brazilian winger to team up with Thomas Frank at Tottenham Hotspur instead. Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso has made it clear that Rodrygo is not in his preferred starting lineup, with the winger making just 2 starts in La Liga and only 1 start in the Champions League so far this season. Alonso is using Rodrygo to push Vinicius Jr to up his game on the left wing. Team Talk's transfer correspondent, Fraser Fletcher, has reported that Rodrygo has signaled openness to a mid-season move. While Real Madrid are prepared to let the winger leave, they would prefer to wait until the summer of 2026 and also value Rodrygo at €80 million, £70 million/$93 million. E-Notices has now brought an update on Rodrygo's situation, claiming that the 3-time La Liga and 2-time Champions League winner prefers a move to Arsenal to joining Tottenham Hotspur in the January transfer window. Both Arsenal and Tottenham are said to be prepared to offer €80 million, £70 million/$93 million, for Rodrygo, with the aim of closing his signing as soon as possible. Madrid president Florentino Perez believes that Tottenham are a better option than Arsenal, with the reason being that Spurs are less of a direct rival in European competitions than Arsenal, and Real Madrid prefer to avoid strengthening a team that is usually more competitive. However, Rodrygo does not agree with it and is very clear. About it, the 24-year-old believes that his style fits better with Arsenal's project and that he can have a more prominent role at the Emirates, with the winger's personal preference creating an internal dilemma at Real Madrid. Rodrygo has been on the books of Madrid since 2019 and is under contract at the Spanish and European giants until the summer of 2028. The winger has made 283 appearances for Los Blancos, scoring 68 goals and giving 53 assists in the process. Are Arsenal and Tottenham interested in Rodrygo? E-Notices is a Catalan publication and does not always get things right, so one has to be cautious about the claim that Rodrygo prefers Arsenal to Tottenham. Moreover, one also needs to question how a Catalan news outlet could get such personal information about Rodrygo, given that he stars for Barcelona's bitter rivals Real Madrid, while it would be remiss to suggest that E-Notices does not have its own sources. Until and unless other publications backs this story, one needs to tread cautiously. Despite claims of a big bid from Tottenham for Rodrygo, Team Talk understands that last season's Europa League winners are not planning to try to bring the Brazilian winger to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Sources have told Team Talk's transfer correspondent, Fraser Fletcher, that Manchester City are leading the race for Rodrygo, with manager Pep Guardiola a huge fan. While the Tottenham board and manager Thomas Frank admire Rodrygo, his salary demands are too high, while Tottenham are not planning to bid for Rodrygo in January. They could reignite their interest in him in the summer of 2025 should the forward still be at Madrid. Team Talk also understands that Arsenal are keeping tabs on Rodrygo, along with defending Premier League champions Liverpool. Transfer journalist Graham Bailey, too, has reported Arsenal's interest in Rodrygo. Bailey told Arsenal Insider on November 10, "Rodrygo is very much back on the radar now. He's wanting out again as he's not playing anywhere near enough football for Real Madrid at the moment. Arsenal are fully aware of what's going on with him, his situation, etc. And if he's available on loan, I just have a gut feeling that Tottenham are going to go for him and Arsenal are going to beat them to the punch again. I think with Martinelli or Trossard potentially leaving next summer, he could be the icing on the cake." Signing for Andrea Berta. Former Arsenal and Brazil international defensive midfielder Gilberto Silva has also endorsed the Gunners' pursuit of Rodrygo. Silva told TalkSport, "I know him and we've met a couple of times, but I don't know his situation with Arsenal. At the beginning of the season, I thought it would be fantastic to have Rodrygo at the club. It is clear he will not have much of an opportunity to play under Xabi Alonso at Madrid, but he's a great player with real talent, which is a waste if he is on the bench, but obviously, there is big competition at Arsenal as well. He's got the ability to perform not only from the left side but in other positions across the forward line as well. Should Arsenal go in for him? Why not? If he's not happy and there is an opportunity to increase the strength of the squad, then we can try and get him." Silva added, "The only question is, where would he fit? Maybe a few years ago, it would have been much easier to find a good player to fit that Arsenal squad. However, nowadays, even if you are a good player, it's not so easy to find a starting place in this current team." In other news, Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso's stance on letting Gonzalo Garcia leave in the January transfer window has emerged in the Spanish media, with sources telling Team Talk that Leeds United are planning to make an imminent bid for the Spanish striker. Real Madrid have responded to Jorge Mendes after the super agent offered Los Blancos the chance to sign Karim Adeyemi from Borussia Dortmund. And finally, Manchester United have received a response after approaching Real Madrid for their star midfielder. My third news is predicted Rangers 11 vs Livingston, forgotten £3.5 million signing brought out of cold storage amid escalating injury crisis. Here's who we think will start for Rangers at home to Livingston this weekend. Rangers are back in Scottish Premiership action this weekend as they host Livingston at Ibrox on Saturday afternoon. It's the second meeting in the league this season between the pair after going head-to-head in West Lothian in September when fullback Max Aarons netted a dramatic stoppage time winner to secure a narrow 2-1 victory. That result came towards the end of Russell Martin's ill-fated reign as head coach, with new boss Danny Rolle building up some positive momentum after 3 consecutive league wins, including a 3-0 victory over Dundee prior to the international break. With a number of fresh injury concerns to contend with, we reckon Rolle could make 3 changes from the side that started at Dens Park almost a fortnight ago. Two of those alternations come in central defense, with John Souter and Derek Cornelius picking up knocks while away with their countries. That is likely to open the door for Wolves' Loni Nasser Giga to reclaim his spot, while £3.5 million summer signing Emmanuel Fernandez may be brought out of cold storage to form a new-look pairing amid a lack of centre-back options. It's anticipated that versatile defender Dujon Sterling could make his long-awaited return to the matchday squad in the near future after the club shared video footage of the ex-Chelsea man stepping up his recovery from an Achilles tendon injury in training this week. However, this game will come too soon for him, Rabbi Matondo and Lyle Cameron. Connor Barron on Rangers vs Livingston. Speaking ahead of the game, midfielder Connor Barron said, "It's down to me to perform well at Rangers now on the pitch, but it was great being a part of the Scotland squad. You always bring positivity back after the success, but it's the same with all the boys who have been away. You change your thinking coming back from the international break to club football again, and we are all fully focused on tomorrow and building on where we left off. The gaffer has been great, he's been a real freshness to the team and on the training pitch. He and his staff have been great." My last news is Raphinha and goalie Joan García fit for Barcelona's return to Camp Nou. Barcelona, Spain, AP, Raphinha and goalkeeper Joan García have recovered from injury in time for Barcelona's first game at Camp Nou in over 2 years. Coach Hansi Flick said García will start against Athletic Bilbao on Saturday while Raphinha will begin the game on the bench. Barcelona will aim for a win to keep pace in La Liga before it travels to London to face Chelsea in the Champions League next week. Barcelona trails leader Real Madrid by 3 points entering round 13, when Xavi Alonso's side visits Elche on Sunday. Besides seeing how a Camp Nou that is still under renovation holds up for its first game, the best action this weekend could come in southern Spain. Elche has been the surprise package of the Spanish league this season. Recently promoted and with a modest squad, Elche has only lost 3 of its 12 games played and sits in 11th place. Third place Villarreal hosts Mallorca on Saturday, only 2 points behind Barcelona. Atletico Madrid, in 4th, is at Getafe on Sunday. Raphinha and García have been sidelined for almost 2 months with leg injuries, so their performance level will be closely watched. Injured midfielder Pedri Gonzalez, Flick said, may recover from a muscle tear in his left thigh in time for the Chelsea trip on Tuesday. Kylian Mbappé is back in training for Madrid a week after he sat out an inconsequential game for France due to inflammation in his right ankle. A video posted by Madrid showed Mbappé running at full speed and scoring goals in practice on Friday. Eder Militao is out for Madrid with a left thigh injury that he picked up while playing for Brazil during last week's international break. He joins fellow first-choice central defender Antonio Rüdiger on Madrid's injured list. Barcelona will be without suspended midfielder Frenkie de Jong. With Pedri also out, Flick could turn to Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez along with Marc Casado in midfield. Barcelona's last game at Camp Nou before it was closed for renovations was in May 2023. In the meantime, Barcelona has been playing mostly at the city's 55,000-seat Olympic Stadium. On Saturday, Camp Nou will only be partially opened with 45,401 seats available, roughly half its capacity before it closed. Once it is finally finished, the new Camp Nou will hold 105,000 fans. We're happy, and I hope it gives us that extra edge thanks to the supporters being so close, Flick said Friday. They always help us, and it's wonderful to see this bond between the team and the fans. Earlier this month, over 20,000 fans turned out to watch Barcelona's first practice back at Camp Nou. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Final Whistle Football News, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.